Good morning and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Rachel and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the Global Markets Roundup show. In today's show, we'll explore the latest updates from equity, currency and commodity markets from across the globe. Let us first take a look at US market performance from the Friday closing. A positive jobs report drove US stocks modestly higher on Friday, but a parallel rise in Treasury yields signalled a downside. This good news could push the Federal Reserve to curtail its massive stimulus policies faster than expected. Still, stock gains were muted. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.41%, the S&P 500 gained 0.17%, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 0.4%. The Dow and the S&P 500 indexes closed at record highs on Friday. That's following a stronger than expected jobs report, while investors shrugged off concerns over the Delta variant of coronavirus impacting a nascent economic recovery. Of the 446 S&P 500 companies which have reported quarterly earnings this season, 86% of them have topped analysts' forecasts. On Friday, 6 of the index's 11 segments stayed in the green. Financial and basic material stocks did advance, but consumer discretionary and technology stocks withdrew. The Nasdaq edged lower after the shares of tech giants such as Amazon, Microsoft and Apple retreated. In its monthly jobs reports, the Labour Department said on Friday that the US unemployment rate had dropped to 5.4% in July from 5.9% in the previous month. The non-farm payrolls rose to 943,000 from 938,000 in June as demand for workers rose in the services industry. The Federal Reserve is expected to meet again to discuss its monetary policy in Wyoming later this month, following a similar meeting in mid-July. The Fed conference will be a major focus of investors, as some board members had recently backed a rollback of stimulus due to inflation. In corporate news, shares in Finance and Insurance Corporation AIG surged 4.9% in intraday trading. That's after reporting their second quarter earnings, which beat analysts' estimates. The company's total revenue jumped 2.3% year on year. Social game developer Singa's revenue surged 59% year on year to $711.9 million in the second quarter. The stock did slip around 17%. Plant-based meat substitutes producer Beyond Meat's second quarter net revenue rose by 31.8% to $149.4 million year on year. The stock jumped more than 2.4% in intraday trading after this earnings report. So this is how the US market performed on Friday. It's time now for a very short break. But after the break, we'll be looking at the stock markets in Europe and Asia. So stay tuned to Kalkine TV.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter
Be on top of the latest news and announcements.
with Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the Global Markets Roundup show. Let us now take a look at Europe and the Asian share market performance. European stocks inched up to a record close on Friday, marking their best week since mid-March on a run of strong quarterly earnings. That's as hopes of a broader rebound drove buying in economy-linked sectors. The pan-regional STOXX 600 index notched a fifth straight record high to gain 1.8% for the week. Moving on to the Asian markets now, Japan's Nikkei closed higher on Friday, marking its best week in over 2 months. And that was on upbeat earnings, although the broader market was mixed as traders adjusted to positions ahead of the US jobs data later in the day and also a long weekend in Japan. The Nikkei share average ended up 0.33%, while the broader topics edged 0.02% higher. The Nikkei notched up 1.97% weekly gain, the most since a 2.94% jump in the period just up to May 28th. China shares closed lower on Friday. That was on worries over a continuing surge of new cases of COVID-19 and also the tightening of government regulations, although they did record their biggest weekly gain in 6. The Shanghai Composite Index ended down 0.24%. The blue chip CSI 300 index was down 0.55%, and South Korean shares closed lower on Friday, weighed down by worries over the Delta coronavirus variant and its impact across the region, while digital lender surged in its market debut. The Kospi closed down 0.18%, also hit by caution ahead of the closely watched US jobs report. So this is how the European and Asian markets performed. It's time now for a very short break, but after the break, we'll look at the Australian stock market, so stay tuned.
Tune in to get the latest information,
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
sectoral coverage or industry news.
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news.
With Kalkine TV.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the Global Markets Roundup show. Now let us look at the Australian share market performance. The Australian share market's leaning on a positive side this morning after US labour market reported further recovery. The US bonds moved sharply lower following the release of better than expected jobs data. The yield on the benchmark 10-year note climbed up. The yield on Australian bonds closed at 1.18% for the 10-year note. Crude oil and other commodities fell as the US dollar rebounded from a recent spate of selling following a better than expected US labour data. Crude oil fell on concerns over travel restrictions to curb the spread of the Delta variant of COVID-19, which may hurt the global recovery in energy demand. On Friday, benchmark US crude oil for September delivery fell 1.46%. Brent crude oil for October delivery fell down 1.12% a barrel. Energy stocks such as Woodside Petroleum and Santos could be under pressure today. Spot prices dipped 2.4%, US gold futures fell 2.57%, and ASX listed gold stocks such as Northern Star Resources and Newcrest Mining could trade lower today. While silver for September delivery fell 96 cents. September copper resisted the panic selling and was unchanged at $4.35 a pound. Tomorrow we'll report on the latest economic data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics on building approvals. But that's all for now. Stay tuned with Kalkine TV for more live market updates. We'll be back with more news on the markets, economy, diverse themes and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.